Afternoon. Today, I bumped into an old friend of mine I haven't seen for years, who is going through a messy divorce. This is something I've never ever been through. And funny enough, in my family, it's only my generation that went through it. I asked my dad when we had it out, did you ever come close to divorcing mum? And he said, yeah, we went through some times, but yeah, and we worked it out. As most of you know, I had a huge issues around self-destructive behaviours, and a part of my major part of my recovery is that I had to stop being nasty to Kevin Atwood. I first had to learn to respect him and be kind. And they're the first two things we need to learn about ourselves. Do you respect yourself? And are you kind to yourself? And through these two avenues, it then became the love. And I could give love. And then I could receive it. Love was something that was a very, very myth to me. I'd isolated myself so much, so deeply isolated myself, that I had to eventually come out the other side. And I'm lucky, but I'm not, because I've got God in my life, and I really do. This is another reason I believe in this. But I'm not here to preach. I ask you, and I ask all of you who are going through messy divorces and separations, or going through a messy relationship, why are you torturing yourself? If you think, and I have heard it again today, I stayed for 16 years for the kids. I'm telling you now, these kids around now are more adaptable than you think you can ever be. They're more clued up than you'll ever think. They know what's going on. I lived in a house full of violence and aggression, but it was all suppressed. I hate silence, I really do, and it goes back to my mum and dad's house. I've sat have Sunday dinner in complete silence. I was living at a house in Yompton, and we'd have food, and I'd cane it down. And one day my mate Chris turned around to me, the great late Chris, turned around to me, for God's sake, Kev, just stop and slow down. Just slow down. And he said, what is it? What is it? And I said, dinner times, food times, was hell. If I get that food down there quick enough and get gone, then that'd be cool. Because at the dinner table, it was like, what have you been up to? Where have you been? Blah, 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 blah. My dad, for about 5 years, the only things he ever said to me is, have you got a job? Why aren't you looking for a job? When are you going to settle down? Do you think this place is a hotel? And it is, and it has that effect. You need to talk to your children and be real with them, because they know. Because this is self-torture. Why should you put yourself through that much torture, that much pain? I did it for years, and I, by the grace of God, I am alive. I did exactly the same for years. I deserved it all, until I confronted that and went, all right, no more. And I respected myself, and I was kind to me. Being selfish, I wasn't. I changed my whole life for me. I did it for me. not being selfish. I was actually taking care and respecting myself. Peace, love and out, and just know that you're lovely.